Okay, here's what they tried to do to me. Just so you guys know, they use what's called DEWS, or direct energy weapon systems. 3 times they used them on me. What it is it's lasers, powerful laser. You know, you got green laser, red laser. Well, they used what's called a laser that's in invisible light spectrum. Most likely not infrared, because infrared is also heat. So ultraviolet laser, they shoot at your eye and it instantly burns your retina and blinds you completely. And 3 times I've had an actual legit miracle where they hit me with the DEWS, and here's how they do it. They do it like a sniper. So the first time I experienced it, I didn't know it was direct energy weapons. And I was in a wilderness and I was hiking up a path, and it was a path that I walked every day because this was in 2000, this was before the Eaton fire. And I would go to the Eaton Canyon Wash every day to sit by the creek. And this is right in Pasadena, a beautiful creek area. Nobody would go there. I was always, I could just go there and just spend the day. And the creek was really cool, nice water. This was like in the summertime. And one day I was walking up the path, and all of a sudden it was almost like I stared at the sun with my left eye, or with my right eye, for just a moment. And you know how it bleaches your retina and you see flashes of the image of whatever you looked at, whatever the bright light was? Well, it's just like that, except for it's permanent over you, and it's a big blotch. So whoever did it knew I was going to be walking up that path, and whoever did it had to have been wearing a ghillie suit like a sniper. And I probably walked right past them going, what happened to my eye? Because I didn't know it was direct energy weapons. Now they told me, they sent me a message saying they're going to use DEWS on me, direct energy weapons, but they didn't tell me how. So in 2020, when I first filed a lawsuit in Texas, they sent me a message, oh, we're going to use they said your ongoing punishment is DEWS, DEWS. And I thought they meant they were going to use lasers to like overheat my truck or something. Or, you know, like while I'm driving down the road, all of a sudden my truck over. I also thought it was something to do with hearing, like they send sound waves to annoy you, because that used to happen too, where you hear a high-pitched buzzing sound, ding, like ringing in the ears, but it was so loud it sounded like it was coming from everywhere. So they've done that to me too, where they have a high-pitched sound and it seems like it's coming from, I mean, yeah. Anyway, so the first time they hit me with DEWS, I didn't know it was direct energy weapons. And they got me in the right eye, and they know. The reason I'm saying this, they know. They were there. Somebody was there wearing a ghillie suit, just like a sniper. The second time they hit me with DEWS, I was at the TJ Maxx parking lot, in a place where I park a lot of the time, and whoever it was had to have been somewhere where I wouldn't see them, straight ahead of me, and like a sniper, they target your eye and they blast your eye with, I think it's ultraviolet light, and you can't see the laser, but when it hits your eye, it will burn your retina in an instant. And it's not, I don't think it's going to be infrared, because if it was infrared, you'd feel the heat. The third time was outside the the Burbank courthouse, and this time they used a star-shaped. The first 2 times it was just a big blotch. Like, it felt like my retina just instantly was detached. And it was very similar to complete blindness in the right eye. And God healed it both times. And the third time it was a star-shaped DEW. In other words, they put a filter on the lens to shoot a little jagged edge starburst shape. And it was really clear, because this time the burn in my eye, and this happened outside of the courthouse in Burbank, was a star shape. And it was so weird, because I could blink and I'd see a star shape, and my retina was burned and my vision was blurred really bad, but not blinded. I got healed of that too. So the people who are perpetrating, they know that they poisoned me with nanotech and radiation laced food. They know they've used direct energy weapons on me, on my right eye specifically, and that I've been healed of that, and that I didn't die from their radiation and nanotech laced food, which is Most likely it's micronized plutonium. So the most poisonous substance is plutonium, and if you were to powderize it into a powder, just one tiny nanoparticle in your system will kill you after a few days or maybe a few weeks. But being inundated with hundreds of them at once will kill you almost instantly. Once it disperses through your stomach, the particles have to be small enough to pass through the lining of your stomach directly into your bloodstream. And this is state secrets. That's what radiation and nanotech laced food is, and it'll kill you so fast that you don't even have time to call 911 and say, I've been poisoned. I'm just saying. I had about 45 seconds before I died. And then I got a burst of adrenaline when I realized I was dying, which extended, I probably had 30 seconds. And then it extended my life by 15 seconds, the adrenaline rush. So these people have tried to murder me a bunch of different ways. Now they're manipulating the court system, and they're trying to push me to suicide by cop. That's one thing I think they like to do. They like to put you at odds with the police department so that you see every police officer as an enemy. And they're really endangering police, because my other option is to like ambush a cop. I'm not going to do that. That's not my style. But there's this urge to like kill, because you realize, wait a minute, these people are... But the Lord just told me today that he's sending his angel. He's going to kill all of them. And they're all going to reap what they sow. And they have like 36 hours of warning time. And after that, over the next 2 weeks, they're all going to be dead.